So if you remember, we told you that in this part actually for selection resolution actually, or for example different items for example settings of the items, we can do these settings. The first point in here is a peak radius. In here, for example, you can just enter a number for radius based on the pixel, and if I click on that topic, it will be selected. For example, by default it is on 1. Let me click on OK, and I will just click on here. Nothing will happen. So let's go back again here, and let's just increase the number of the radius in here. For example, 9 is the last number. If I go here and click on it, it will be selected exactly because the mouse was not exact, mouse cursor is not exactly on it. It will be selected. You see? If I go near to that, it will be selected in here. So by this actually, well, for example, we have an empty place in here. If we click on it, but it's selected that. So if I go for here and here, if I return to this part and I return on 1, if I click on it, it won't select it. So if the number is really higher, the more radius will be considered for selection, and if for example you decrease the number, the resolution will be decreased. So by default it is on 1. We do attention to the actually importance of the project, you can actually set the peak radius actually in your project that you want. So we told you that in here, for example, the resolution, it is by default for resolution. In here, actually, the next item in here is select box respects resolution in here, that by default it is inactivated in here. And if it is inactivated, actually it means that if you go to select box and you're using that and you're using click dragging in here without actually considering the selection resolution, everything in this box will be selected. So, but if you activate actually this item and if you click drag on it, just the elements will be selected. That actually that with the resolution of the current resolution actually they are similar. Let me go into actually properties window. Let me pin it in here. You see it is 914 items. I selected. Let me right click on it, hide and select it. So I will go into options. Let me just inactivate this and let me click drag. You see it is 832. You see, let me return to here. Let me actually activate it. Let me just click drag. It is 914. Because all of the items in this group based on the first object will be selected in here. So, and as you can see, the results are completely different. So the more important point in here actually is when we go to select this inspector, actually when we use it, it really affects. Because you have to pay attention really into Navisworks, you know. I know that it's really easy and nice, but it has really details, a lot of details. If I click drag on it, it will be 914 elements in here, and these actually items and parameters are being shown to me. If I just inactivate this actually item and I click drag again, the parameters in here are quite different here. So, and sometimes actually if the selection resolution is an item that if you click drag on it, a kind of parameter won't be shown to you. If it happens actually to you, you can go into option here. Please activate this actually item because it's really important. So I hope that you understood this and you can understand the importance of that. So the next actual item in here in this part is compact tree. Actually, it's like selection tree. It's based on the which item that you want and that it shows to you. If you just set it on compact, you see it will be like this in this part. Set that actually it will show you the levels or layers in here, models. Yes, I mean that it doesn't show you any layer or level, for example, or objects. Just are shown to you. So like this. So actually, generally, let me just set it on layers. I think it's okay. So let's go to highlight. Enable that is activated. It means actually that let me go in here and let me just inactivate them in here. Let me select all of it. Right click, unhide, and from here unhide all. So actually, if I select one item in here, you'll see that it will be highlighted in here. So let's say it on first object. let's just say it and select. It will be highlighted. Actually, the default color is blue actually in here. If I go to this part actually, and actually inactivated enabled in here, it's not clear that where you have just selected. If you activate it, it will be completely clear. If it is highlighted, you want it is shaded, or for example wireframe, that you can see the lines actually, or for example it is actually turned. For example in here you can just set the type in here. So especially and specifically that, for example, if you click on one equipment in here, for example, let me just hide architectural in here. Let's go into mechanical or electrical, that we have the actually tools in here, something like that. Yeah, I can go to this part actually. We can just set it on shaded or wireframe, or for example like this. You can actually set the color of that. Yeah, for example, what color you want it in here. Yes, that you can just set the color that you want. It is by default it is on blue, so you can just set the 10 level in here, that for example what number you want it, that by default it is on 75. Every measurement that you want, you can just set it in here. So this is about the settings of the actually selection, that it will really help you about the selecting of the items in your work.